hoping to win big. Big Papi is giving away $25,000 for Game 6 tonight on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. Super 6 players have won over $5.5 million, and you could be next. So scan the QR code, download the app, answer 6 questions about the game before first pitch tonight at 7:30 Eastern on Fox. Don't miss out. It is free to play. Win some money along the way. Well, let's talk about Skip's team next. Mike McCarthy has been bringing Dak Prescott along slowly since he sustained his calf injury. And yesterday, he told reporters he expects his franchise QB to be a full go for Thursday's practice. Plus, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook, the Cowboys are 10-point favorites against Shannon's Broncos this Sunday, which would seem to be a good sign for his return to game action this weekend on Fox. So, Shannon, should he play on Sunday?
Yes, before you say that, before I go any further, Jenny, Jerry Jones is bringing Dak Prescott along slowly, not Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is just head coach in title only.
I'll buy that.
Yeah, Skip, if he's a full go, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't play. I still believe this was an indictment on Kirk Cousins, because they said, we believe we can beat this football team with Cooper Rush, who's only immensely talented team supporting cast around him. Hence, Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb goes over 100 yards receiving with a backup quarterback. They basically said, we can take our backup quarterback and beat your starter. So that was an indictment. I would be offended. I would be offended if I know a guy was going to have, he was normally going to cover me. And they say, well, yeah, Shannon, he's warming up out on the field. And then they come back in and say, well, Shannon, they no-go. I said, but he was just warming up and he looked good. And they say, they believe they backup can take me, or I'm offended. I'm highly offended. Mm-hmm. And Kirk went out there like it was nothing. Like, oh, okay, that's what it is, huh? So for me, I believe Dak Prescott is going to play. I believe he was healthy enough to play, but they had no respect for the opposing quarterback. They said, so we're going to send Cooper Rush out there. We're going to send our little brother. let Big Brother have another week off.
Yep.
And he's going to be able to play this week. The line, Dak plays, I think it's going to be somewhere around 13, 14, maybe as high as 17.
17 points,
yeah.
The line?
Yeah.
If Dak is a sure go,
yeah.
You think it's going to be a 17-point game?
I think the line should be 13. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were a Bronco.
I am a Bronco, but I ain't a fool. Yeah, I am a Bronco. I mean, but
13 points?
Bruh, I just saw them score 17 points against Washington.
Who won the game?
They did.
Well, you love Washington.
But like you tell me, they ain't saying much.
Huh?
Just like you say the G League, are we sure Washington's still in the team?
Well, you loved them before the season started.
You see what you said? You put an ED on that. Loved. I'm not in love anymore.
What about that front seven?
What? Yeah, tell me about it.
What about it?
What? Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
How about that Teddy Bridgewater?
Stop it.
Did he do enough to win the game?
Skip, it's not going to be enough to win the game against the Cowboys.
Last time we saw Teddy Bridgewater, it was at New Orleans on a Sunday night when I thought we were riding high. Do you remember this? Dak had just sent skyrockets up in the first 3 games. He was leading the league in QBR. And we, the Dallas Cowboys, managed 10 points, and Teddy Bridgewater scored 12 for the New Orleans Saints.
I believe
remember that?
Dak is a very different player now than he was then. The confidence that he has now.
I thought you loved your Broncos defense.
I do. Skip.
Well, do you?
They've been beat up. They've had a lot of injuries. They had a lot of guys. Now, they are getting some guys back. But the Cowboys are playing at an extremely high level. And offensively, I don't know if they can match the firepower in which Dallas can send out there offensively. Because to beat these top-tier NFC teams, Skip, you're going to have to score with them. The likelihood of you winning a 17-14 ball game in their building is not very likely.
Okay, but Kirk Cousins only lost 20-16.
If Dak Prescott had played that game, the Cowboys would have scored 35, 40 points.
You really think so?
I 100%
Because I
think so.
respect Minnesota on defense. I think they're decent.
Not with Skip. Their secondary isn't very good. And then once Danielle Hunter went out and they couldn't consistently generate pressure, Skip, that's Dak Prescott. The guy's playing at an MVP level. Cooper Rush threw for 325. It's hard for me to see a scenario where Dak Prescott is not at least 75, 80 yards and 2 touchdowns better than Cooper Rush.
Well, that's why I started calling him Cooper Mount Rushmore, right? Does he belong yet? I think we're heading there, right?
Oh, so he about to pull a Clint Longley, huh?
I guess so. Well, Clint Longley was just one throw, right? But this was 325.
Oh, so he Danny White? You know, Danny White was a very good backup, Skip.
Hey, I was there. But Danny was a starter.
He ended up being a starter. He was a punter and a starter.
He was very good,
He
actually.
was.
Then
he was very athletic, Skip. People don't really.
He was in college.
Yeah.
Here's what I believe. Jerry right now is sitting back, big old chair, easy chair up in his sweet office up there, the Star, and he thinks I snookered the Vikings.
Yeah.
Because Shannon Sharp bought it when I said on my radio show, I 100% he's going to play, right? He was just, there was no doubt in his mind Dak was going to play at Minnesota.
Right.
Well, I think there was doubt because of Michelle Tafoya's report on NBC on Sunday night that Dak felt a pop in his calf and there was a tear in the belly of the calf.
Right.
Pop and tear. Well, that's pretty serious business. And she said it was a 4-week injury, and this was only after their bye week, 2 weeks, right?
But here's the thing, Skip. I'm not here. She did a great job reporting, but it's easy to report that during the game and not during the course of the week. Because I just listened to the Vikings, and they said we were preparing for Dak Prescott. And so in preparing for Dak.
Zimmer tried to sell that, I had tape that we were going to watch on Cooper Rush back to Central Michigan.
Right.
And Xavier Woods, the ex-Cowboy now playing safety for the Vikings, said, we didn't watch any Cooper Rush. We just watched Dak. He said we watched a little bit of Cooper Rush.
Right.
They were all in for Dak Prescott.
That is correct.
Okay, that's why Jerry thinks he snookered them.
He probably did.
Because he set them up, and then he had Dak go out there and go through the motions of the pregame drills like he was going to play.
Right.
And Chris Collinsworth said on the telecast, I watched him in the warm-ups. He looked pretty good.
Right.
Looked like he was full tilt, and I thought he was going to play.
And the thing is, Skip, when you don't have tape, you get the element of surprise. Did we not see what the Jets quarterback did? There ain't no tape. And he goes throw for 420.
Former Cowboy draft pick, a fifth rounder, Mike White.
And he goes to throw for 425.
Yep.
Now, moving forward, we got tape on him. They got tape on Cooper Rush. It would be very interesting to see if Cooper Rush were to play again, what would he look like? If this kid plays in the Jets, got wet all up in arms, he doing handstands. I'm sure you was with you yesterday doing cartwheels.
Yeah.
And you was going to get your COVID test.
I'm not sure he did cartwheels.
But he was very excited. Huh?
Yes. So the point is, if in fact Michelle is right, and I got nothing but respect for her, that it feels like Cooper Rush was such a spectacular success, and Jerry's loving him like a son now, like he's a homegrown.
Right.
He wasn't a draftee, but he was a signee. He was an undrafted free agent signee. And they have, quote unquote, raised Cooper Rush, and they stuck with him. I'm campaigning for Cam Newton, others for other players.
Right.
They did leave him behind for Andy Dalton for a while, and he went to New York, then he got cut and came back. But the point is, he was so spectacularly successful. My gut at this moment is they will go with Cooper Rush one more week just because of what you say about Denver. They're already a double-digit favorite,
Right.
and that's with Vegas not knowing, the odds makers not really knowing, is it Dak or Cooper Rush? Well, they're saying even if it's Cooper Rush, they're a 10-point favorite.
I think, look, and guess what? The next week they go on the road to Kansas City. They'll be favored again in that game.
Yeah, they got Atlanta first at home.
Oh, they got 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2
but
weeks.
it would be. Yes.
So, and could they go Cooper Rush again for Atlanta? So basically 3 weeks to make sure we gonna give Dak a full month, because if Michelle reporting is factual and we believe it to be,
we do.
That would be 4 weeks. You get the bye, 3 weeks. Cause Skip, Michael Gallup's been out since week 1. I ain't even heard him. Have they mentioned Michael Gallup's name?
Nope.
Is he still on the roster?
Zach Martin tore his calf muscle or badly pulled it on Thanksgiving Day last year. Done for the year.
Right. Because he was nursing it and tried to fight through it.
He did. And he was gone in the first series.
Yep. And when he went down.
Okay, so they have history. McCarthy had history with Aaron Rodgers. He tried to nurse it through that 2014 playoff run. Dak did catch it, and so they should have lost that game. But they didn't lose that game, and they went on to Seattle. And again, he's a little limpy.
Yeah, didn't catch that ball.
Dez caught that ball.
No, he did not.
Well, it should have been, and we should have been going to Seattle where we had already won a regular season game, and then we would have been Super Bowl bound. But sometimes New York says no. They just said no.
That's what New York said.
But the ref put his hands up. Touchdown. Well, he caught it, he ran with it, and he slammed it with his left hand. He's left-handed on the goal line.
Hence, they've changed the rules.
He had such control. He slammed the ball on the goal line. Well, what more could you ask for? I mean, what's not to like about that catch?
If you leave your feet, you must maintain possession throughout the entirety of the act of catching the football.
He caught it. He ran 2 full strides and slammed it in his left hand like a running back would on the goal line, breaking the plane for a touchdown.
I don't believe so. But anyway,
Okay.
I believe
but
Dak
the point
Prescott is going to play.
Mike McCarthy watched Aaron limp through the whole playoffs,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And he's saying now, I don't want to see that again.
Oh, so Aaron Rodgers limped through the playoff and beat your Cowboys?
Well,